All right, so we're going to be talking about some of the ethical concerns within marketing as told by Janet Borgerson and Jonathan Schroeder. So, Borgerson and Schroeder set up this argument about the ethical backgrounds of marketing. Marketing uses plenty of visual and audio-based content to make meaning for a given product or service. People interpret this message and make their own meaning out of it from a viewer's standpoint. That all said, amid visual representation, specifically, they mention how bad faith in marketing stems from misrepresentation, deception, and careless marketing efforts that are kind of set up for a product or service. There's this element, kind of a lack of truth in marketing that creates this bad faith. And that bad faith creates a divide between so many parties that it's kind of ridiculous. There's a lot of implications that stem from it. It can be between the consumer and the marketer, the company and society, cross-cultural references, etc. For example, the humor represented in an American commercial by a marketing company may appeal to Americans, but the same humor might be misrepresentative of how people act if you use the same commercial to market to Europeans or something. This disconnect can occur, and it often happens in bad faith. To market as such, Borgerson and Schroeder argue is unethical, and to avoid it, it requires a specific level of openness, intentionality, and accuracy in your marketing efforts to really combat this and avoid that bad faith and to be kind of a faithful, bona fide company per se. And so here's a specific example of how bad faith shows up in marketing. And it revolves around Carls Jr. or Carl Jrs. Carl Jrs. Is kind of infamous for their advertisements in the 2010s. Sex sells is what they always said. Each of their ads would picture models in revealing clothing, and one ad in particular had Paris Hilton in a swimsuit washing a Bentley. What was this even advertising? What was this even marketing? Oh yeah, it was burgers. But you could never pick that up unless you knew. And in that sense, there's this bad faith in the product being advertised. What do viewers draw from this marketing tactic? There's this just weird divide between what they're selling, burgers, and what it's representing in someone like Paris Hilton washing a car. Is it just appealing to male eyes for this food? And it just doesn't really make sense. And so not only are their efforts misleading, Carl's Jr. is also creating this misrepresentative bad faith divide between social constructs as well, particularly stereotypes around women. There's something about this commercial that's dehumanizing. It objectifies women and again creates this bad faith representation of maybe what women are, like how they're being used in a way. And moreover, it creates unrealistic expectations and representation of who women are in society, and it boils them down to something as simple as eye candy. And so this ad is really in bad faith, perpetuating that and through misrepresentation and whatnot. And it's kind of just creates this cultural divide. Thankfully, since they've changed this marketing strategy, but it's still an important one to look back on when you talk about how bad faith creates problems and culture issues and can even perpetuate and extend negative stereotyping.